Alrighty. All right, so today we are joined with Danielle Kepler, and she is our special guest this week on the Create My Therapist website blog, where she's sharing a little bit about how to talk about insurance on your website. Thanks so much, Danielle, for hopping in here and
Sure.
joining me.
No problem at all.
So I'd love to hear just a little bit more about who you are, what you do, what your business is all about. So just take it away.
Sure. Okay. Well, I've actually got two businesses. First of all, I'm a clinician, so I have a group practice now. I just hired one other clinician, and it feels weird to say that it's a group practice. And I also do, it's kind of scary. Still transitioning to that, and I also do consulting for clinicians, more so focusing on insurance credentialing and billing. So not really as much practice building, although it does sort of fall under that umbrella, but just the insurance and credentialing piece, and also like billing and whatnot with insurance companies. Yeah.
I love that because there are a lot of consultants out there right now that are focused on private practice, cash pay, and all that stuff.
Right.
So I think that it's pretty cool that you offer the insurance side of things.
Right. Yeah. I left a group practice to start my own solo practice, and I did all of my own credentialing and had to learn billing because the group practice handled everything. So I'm really all self-taught. And I was that when I realized, one, I had a kind of a knack for it that I never knew I had. And two, there's not really support for people out there regarding the billing and credentialing piece. So that was my goal of, I feel like I work with a lot of clinicians that are leaving group practices and doing their own thing, or just starting a group practice or solo practice, and they don't know anything about the credentialing piece, but they know they want to take insurance.
Right.
And we don't learn this stuff in grad school at all. So,
Right. Yeah. And my wife is in private practice, and she doesn't take insurance. So this is like a whole new world for me. So
totally.
I know nothing about it. So I'm so happy to have you post a guest post on the blog. So tell us a little bit about, your blog post is about how to talk about insurance on your website. So what's really like the first thing that you need to think about when you're thinking about writing the copy for your website as it pertains to insurance?
Well, like I wrote on the blog post, it depends on if you want to accept insurance or not, first of all. And so if your wife doesn't accept any insurance, but I bet she probably has a blurb about insurance on her website, even though she has nothing to do with insurance.
Probably so really one little sentence.
One little sentence, yeah. And she probably gets a lot of phone calls from people who want to use their insurance. And then she has to say, oh, I don't take your insurance and blah, blah, blah. But I find that putting that blurb that you tell people about insurance on your website so they know before they even call just saves a lot of time on your part. And so they know how you interact with insurance. So if you're out of network and you don't interact at all with insurance, but say you maybe give what's called a super bill to clients, which is a detailed, itemized bill of the session that they can then submit to their insurance reimbursement. You can put on there, I'll give you a super bill. And that sort of sweetens the deal a little bit with people who want to use their insurance, but you're out of network. So just explaining that clearly on the copy of your website, I find like that helps people know that you interact with insurance a little more.
Right.
Just clearly explaining it, yeah. And even explaining what a super bill is. I've heard the super bill being called all sorts of interesting things by people. They're what did somebody call it? They switched the word super with something else, like an awesome bill or something. I'm I don't know if it's awesome. Bill. Yeah, like a huge bill, like Superman bill or something. I don't know why it's actually called super bill.
But, yeah, I always thought that was strange.
It's weird. Maybe because it's not just like an invoice. It has a little more information.
Yeah, right. And so where should people include this information on their website? Is there a recommended area?
Yeah, lots of people have a frequently asked questions page on their website, so you could put it there. The question would be do you take insurance? And then you could put, yes or no. And if it's yes, then you can either list what insurances you accept that you're in network. If it's no, you can give a spiel about no, but I give you a super bill, or no, I can bill out of network for you. Or if you do accept insurance, I have on my website like a whole separate page. So like what's it called? I think insurance/fees or something like that. So I think it's important to also put that, because shoot, I just got done speaking with a prospective client just before we hopped on here, and one of her questions was, do you take my insurance? Right away. And she actually has an insurance that isn't listed on my website, but I do take it. So I'm sure, looked on the list of the insurances, and then she wanted to know right away.
Right.
So I think it's important to have a list of all the insurances that you're in network with.
Right.
Too. So again, that saves a lot of time on the phone call. They see you're in network based on your insurance, on your list of insurances. Yeah.
Right. And I think that too, like, it's one thing that you can also, I think that people can think about over time as they get more and more questions about insurance and specifics. They could probably just continue to work on that page on their website, make sure to answer as many questions as you can up front, so that you kind of save time on the phone call, and you end up getting more potential clients that you can chat with.
Right. Yeah. And it just like saves some time. Like, so when a client who wants to use their insurance, what they usually do is they go on the provider directory on the website, on the insurance company's website, and they look, and they might see your name listed, but a lot of people, either the insurance company doesn't update the directory, or it's incorrect information. So of course what I would do if I was looking for a therapist is I would look on the directory first, and then kind of fact check and see if they actually list that insurance on their website. And if they don't, I'd be like, like maybe they don't accept my insurance. And then so I'd ask,
Right.
It's good to have it like in both places.
Right. Now, again, I know nothing about like being on insurance panels and stuff. Like you just mentioned, you take this person's insurance, but you didn't have it on your website. Is that something that like changes over time, and you as the clinician need to make sure you keep up with to make sure your website is updated with that stuff?
Yeah. So this particular insurance, I don't even know what the word is. Like it's an insurance company that uses a different, like a network that I'm in network with.
Okay.
If that makes sense? Yeah.
Yeah,
so like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
ABC insurance, but they use XYZ's network. So I can take that insurance. And I was just actually thinking, I'm like, I should actually put that insurance company on my website, that I do accept it. Yeah. It might actually be on there, but I have like a long list, because I probably need to like make the 2 columns and like list every insurance company. Sometimes it's helpful too to add like logos of the insurance. If you only accept like 3 insurances, you could put like the logos. People like to just see the picture. That helps too.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that in the post too, and that also, as you mentioned, could help with some of like the SEO, like having the names there, having the images there, and even for a little boost, you could have like in the alt descriptions of the logos, you could put the names there as well.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think of it. Yeah, I always think of like the metadata and stuff. What you see when you look at the website with Google putting like, BCBS or whatnot.
Right.
I think that just having another page on your website in general helps for SEO. So the more pages, the better. So when, one page for insurance and fees, and then the frequently asked questions can include it in there too. Yeah.
Right. So going a little bit beyond the blog posts, what are some other like quick tips you can share about building your practice around insurance? Because like I said, this is something that I hardly ever touch on my blog. So I want to get all the value I can right now.
Let's see. I'm just thinking as far as like website stuff too, to keep it sort of relevant. I mentioned provider directories. And sure, you probably don't interact with insurance, but I bet you have your own health insurance and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, how you even go about finding a provider is by looking on your insurance company provider directory. And what's really cool with a lot of those is you can actually add, for some insurance companies, a picture of yourself and a little bio. So it's actually a little website in itself about you.
Yeah.
So, and that's free for in-network providers, I think it's really great to see a provider's picture and a little bio, and I think you could put like where you went to school and stuff. So it just helps marketing in general when you take insurance. And and you can also link to your website. I have no idea if that actually helps SEO to have like, maybe.
It definitely can't. It definitely can't hurt. It definitely can't hurt. You know, like Google wants.
It's like a backlink, right? Yeah. Somehow.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's like included in the directory, so it's not like it's the Huffington Post backlinking you. It's like
Yeah, I think it probably depends on the website and the authority that they have.
Right.
But that definitely can't hurt you to have another link back.
Yeah, and then it's even easier for the client to go directly to your website from the provider directory. Like I said, a lot of people do like to shop around for therapists, and if they can directly link to your website to see, what more about you, that's all the better. That's just better for marketing.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that all those provider directories are up to date. If you ever change your location or change your phone number, I mean, that's really important.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, let's see, this client that just called me, I think she said she called her insurance company and they said that I was in network. So she called her insurance company, which is kind of rare. Usually people don't take the time out of their day to call.
I was going to say, yeah.
No, I was like, maybe she had like a free schedule that I'm not sure. I wouldn't call my insurance company. I would call it look on the directory myself. Yeah. And then so making sure those are all up to date. And then when you could add a bio or a picture, that's always better too. So that's just keep making more of like a web presence for insurance in general. And that definitely helps.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Great.
I'm trying to think of other tips. So as far as the website goes, explaining, and I mentioned this on the blog post too, explaining sort of how you go about like verified benefits, whether you verify benefits for your client and maybe what information that they would need to give you up front. When I was talking to this woman, she of course was like, do you take my insurance? Yes or no? And then how do you verify my benefits? And I said, you can send me a picture of the front and back of your card, and then with your birthday, and I can check your benefits for you. I find that's the easiest for clients to do, is because they don't want to like type in all the the ID and group and stuff. So I'm like, you've got a smartphone. Everyone has a smartphone. Take a picture of it front and back. Email it to me. And then I can check your benefits for you. Before your session. That's what I do personally for my practice, but other people put it on the client to say like, call your insurance company, and then they give them like a list of questions to ask, and they have the client verify benefits for themselves. I think that also helps with a little like self-advocacy, and just if they really want to come in for an appointment, they would take the time out of the day. But like I said, like my clients usually work during the day and they don't have the time to call their insurance, so I just take that burden upon myself to do it. But I explain that on my website copy that I verify your insurance benefits, give me blah blah blah, give me the the card, and that's on the website. But I feel like I still just tell that to people even though it's on there. Maybe I should like bold it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that there's probably like benefits to both ways of like you verifying it or having them, like you said. I would think sort of my initial thought when hearing that was probably that I would think for you it helps with your conversion of like new clients. Like like I'll take care of that for you. I'm like I'm here for you even before like therapy and counseling begin.
That's definitely one of my like soapbox type of things when I say like verify benefits there's multiple reasons why it's beneficial for the provider to do that, but I find it's just really good customer service to be able to be like, I'm going to do everything for you. All you have to do is show up,
Right.
And it's just, that's good customer service. And it also, and they're more than welcome to call their insurance company if they want. And they should in a way, because it's, what do they say when you call? It's not a guarantee of payment and benefits. Well, they have this disclaimer basically saying like, if we tell you misinformation, too bad. Like,
right.
But so I would like to tell them to the clients too, like I'll try to, I'll verify your benefits. Like sometimes information's incorrect. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
But I have that also on my website. That's like a little disclaimer that your insurance benefits are an agreement between you and your insurance company, and it's not a guarantee of anything or whatever. I forget how I word it, but
just being really clear on the process and having that content on your website, like I think that really alleviates some of like the stress when someone's like reaching out for for a clinician and seeking help. It's like, oh, this person's going to take care of me, and this is what I can expect. I know step one is to get them my information for insurance, and she'll verify it for me.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's just good customer service in a way, and it does, and you're exactly right. And I say that to people too. When you said like it shows like you're invested in them even before they come in the door.
Yeah,
so I think, and it's with all of the insurance portals these days, it's very easy to verify benefits for a provider. You just put in their information and you can check it in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Rather than having to call and stay on hold for a half hour. But some people go with I need to call for all of the verification, which go for it. So many insurance companies now actually like want you to use the portals because it's less time for them and everything.
Right.
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a big fan of all the portals. Yeah, I have them all. I've got on my Chrome, I've got bookmarks. So I've got portals, and I've got like every insurance company portal bookmark, so I can easily just go in there and log in and look up their information.
Yeah, super efficient with it.
Yeah, very quick. Yeah, quick with it.
Cool. Well, I know that you are in between clients right now, so you're going to hop back into it. So thank you so much for taking the time out and for just sharing a little bit of a little bit more tips here. And so can you let everybody know where people can find you?
Sure, you can. Well, it's multiple ways. I'm always on Facebook. I feel so.
You're very active on Facebook. I've been very impressed how active you have been.
I'm kind of addicted to Facebook, and I type really fast too. That's the other thing too. I'm a fast typer.
That's great.
But you can look for more information on my website. So it's BeYourOwnBiller.com. So it's BE and YourOwnBiller.com, and I like to call it BYOB because sometimes billing requires some alcohol. Which I thought it was funny. My mom was like, BYOB. And then I co-host a podcast about insurance, credentialing, and billing. That's called Insurance Answers Podcast. We've been a little lax with coming up with episodes because we've both been building our group practices, but hopefully that will be up and running soon. It's still there to listen to though. And we haven't done an episode probably since October.
Okay.
People were like, hey, what's going on? But it takes a long time to do a podcast.
Yeah, I bet.
And then I've also got a Facebook group that is pretty active called, it's a long name, Insurance, Credentialing, and Billing for Mental Health Clinicians. And that's got a great support system as far as, anything you would need to know, any questions you have regarding insurance for private practice. Yeah.
Awesome. Feel free to, after this video is done and it's in the Facebook group, feel free to put all those links in the comments there people can find you. And we also have the link above the video for this live back to the blog post that you wrote. So thank you so much for taking the time and for contributing to the blog. And it's great to finally meet you in person and chat, because I know that we've sent emails and we've sent Facebook comments.
Oh yeah, with my like freaking out about website stuff. But
yeah.
Thanks so much. This is fun.
All right.
I like the Facebook Live. I have to do more of that.
Yeah, I'll have to do more of this. All right. Thanks, Danielle.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.